Welcome, everybody, to the Voice Chat Podcast, episode 39. My name is Maaz from TheAMaazing.
I'm Laddi.
I'm Rushlight, Invader.
Hey, I'm Ell.
That was good. I'm Tabbes.
There you go.
Oh,
Welcome,
yeah.
Al and Tabbes, to the Voice Chat Podcast. And before we begin, I just want to thank the patrons, especially Nerd Hud, Storyteller 25, Andrew Ong, Gabriel, Iron Bat, Paul Bowling, and Emiala. Why not? And as well as the channel members, y'all are the best. Anybody who's listening to the podcast already knows this, but you can listen to this early, a week early, if you become a Patreon or channel member without any of the ads on YouTube. Ad free, okay?
Ad free.
Ad free. Thanks to all of y'all who rated 5 stars from the last episode. It
On
actually boosted us
iTunes.
up a little bit.
That. I
We're
checked
not.
yesterday. I was like, yes.
We in it. Yeah, I
Do
was like
it more.
100 and something reviews. Hell yeah.
Give us more.
Yeah. And to conclude, I just want to thank all the fan art. Thank you so much for making the fan art.
So sexy.
Without flexing too much, I guess, but we've had so many that we're actually a lot behind. So
Yeah,
we'll
we really are.
get to your fan art as soon as we can. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sweet.
And with that, welcome Elle, welcome Tabbes to the podcast.
Thanks
Okay.
for having me on.
Thanks for braving the goddamn hurricane to be here. Holy.
It's like the worst possible day to do it. Just completely out of nowhere. Just me and Tabbes are in this. I'm in Jersey. She's in New York. And there's like tornado warnings. There's like 40-mile-per-hour wind. So I don't know. We're somehow
Dude.
doing it.
As I'm like setting things up, getting ready, animating, I get an email and I'm like, wait, what's the email about? And it's from L Business. And it's like, hey, yo, I'm in the middle of a tornado, might not be able to make it. I'm like, dude, are you okay? Why are you emailing me?
I was like driving around frantically, like, I gotta find Wi-Fi. I'm gonna let the whole crew down. I'm gonna piss everyone off. And then I found
Aw.
this beautiful parking lot that's empty, and I'm like, maybe emails will work in here, and it did. So I'm chilling in a parking lot. I'm ready to go.
No tornadoes
dedication.
in the parking lot.
They're known to
looking
not
out
go
for
there.
I'm on the
Wait, so
lookout.
did like the whole area get blackout?
Like,
The
did
whole
the
area
entire
what?
area
Get
get
black?
blackout.
Yeah. It's
Holy
been
moly,
black.
dude.
It's been black and clouds just making their way like randomly throughout, but it's kind of entertaining. I'm kind of enjoying it actually.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
It's like a
enjoying
story
being on the verge
time.
of death.
Let's hope this becomes a story time. I didn't even think of that. I think it'd be great.
Let's hope it
I recorded a podcast in a tornado. Crazy.
Dude.
Not clickbait.
You gotta sacrifice for the content.
Same.
thing
I'm gonna
is,
try.
like,
Yeah.
I didn't even like Tabbes mentioned this earlier, but it's just like it came out of nowhere. It was like all over Twitter, and like, was it a surprise tornado? Like, what the hell is that about?
Oh, I didn't hear about this since like a week ago, but then suddenly on 2 hours ago, there was like news saying,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, a tornado is coming. And everyone's like freaking out. They're like, yo, this is 2020. We shouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah.
It's
I-
2020. It just matches the theme.
I love that we've gotten so apathetic now that we look at a tornado and it's like, 2020. We just
Yeah.
we're
That
here.
rascal.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude.
what else can go wrong? Yeah.
It's It's August, man. It's not over yet, bro. Like, we got 3 more months.
And you add, and by saying surprise, you think it's like a birthday party surprise. No, surprises are supposed to be good most of the time. Tornadoes are not the best. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh.
She got swept up.
As soon as we start talking about tornadoes, Elle's like, yeah, you know
Elle
what?
just got swept up by a tornado.
There she goes.
Well, that was the last footage ever that has been recorded of Elle.
Laddie, don't say that.
Okay,
That
I'm sorry.
what if that is no?
No, it's not true.
Not true.
She said it was sunny.
Okay, there you go.
Wait,
she's
so
right.
what happened? Is this still like part of the podcast? Are we just
Elle,
Yeah, no,
you're alive.
Absolutely. Like, rest in peace.
we got
No,
pray.
it's all good.
Oh,
It's all
shit.
good.
Elle, you good? You back?
Wait, what
good?
happened?
You got
You-
you got disconnected.
You tell us, please.
I don't know. I hope. Did I almost die? I don't know. Wait, what did you guys hear?
You just went,
No,
boom.
you left.
I like to imagine you
Oh,
got knocked up and you
shit.
came flying back down. Like, what happened? What I missed? Like, oh, you almost
I
died.
love the I love that idea that even Elle is like, what happened?
What happened?
That didn't like we were like bullshitting like for like an hour before this, and I love how it's like we finally go live and this happens. All right.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no. That's all good. Listen.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
No, it's
I
you
hope
jinx
not.
it. It's gonna happen forever.
there she
now,
goes.
right?
It
like about to
happens
happen, yeah.
immediately.
Tabs disappears immediately right now.
Oh no.
Maz, you called it. You said this was gonna happen. The podcast
I knew it. I
later.
knew it,
You
bro.
did. I didn't even
Oh,
think
man.
like you were like maybe this isn't a good idea, but I'm like, no, it's probably fine. Just a tornado.
Because I like the idea. Like you guys were like, yeah, you guys are so professional and on it, and I'm just like, y'all. We offered rescheduling, but you're like, nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
This
this
is
will
like,
be fun.
it's like I love the difference between the West Coast, East Coast. It's like any West Coast guest we had, they would have been like, oh, can we reschedule? My kombucha wasn't really the right mood today. And then
What's a
East
kombucha?
Coast, I
Like
know, there you go.
kombucha.
Yeah,
Like
it is
kombucha.
interesting though. It is. Like I feel like I don't know if it's like me being biased, but I almost feel like East Coast people are like they'll go through whatever it takes to get the job done. And like
Talking that
That
shit.
that was on purpose. There's no
Wait,
way.
no way.
That's so funny, dude.
Got the job done.
People who listening in now is just like she cut out as soon. Al, you good?
Oh, you okay?
like did it fucking go out again?
It did.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what the I don't
No,
know
it
what's
was
going
so
on.
funny.
It was so perfectly timed.
Because
Was
the
it?
sentence you were saying was, "Oh, the East Coast people, we just get the job done." It just cut out immediately. I was like, "All right, bro."
This
That's
is
like the
good.
dude, I don't know what
Uh,
the fuck's going on all of a sudden. I'm just all
No,
like
it's all
drive
good.
around the parking lot. I don't know. what's
Please
going
don't
on.
drive and record a
Dude, I'm-
Drive and
podcast.
record.
I'm so sorry, Maz,
You
dude.
start
I
hearing
No.
all
like
of you
horn
guys, I don't know,
honking.
this is just such a mess, dude.
And
Sorry.
no, it's fine. We can
It's-
roll
it's
with the
good.
punches. Don't apologize. Fine.
It's
I
fun.
like the thing about New York. Like the only place in America I've ever been to is LA/California for like the
Mhm.
VidCon stuff. But New York, all in all, just scares the shit out of me, man. I don't. I don't.
Why? What happened?
No,
got
nothing
messy?
happened. But no, Tabs. I think you played into it. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I might
Oh.
go to New York. And then Tabs, you said, yo, if you step into New York with how you dress, you're gonna get mugged. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
Okay, to be fair, you kind of look like a business guy, like a dress.
Yeah.
You'll be fine as long as you walk fast. You can like
Yeah,
play
walk
into
fast.
it. People will be like, yo, like he's probably a New York.
Don't
No.
down
Damn.
alleys.
Or just
Yeah.
tabs your video about the subway, which I love. Like some comments were like, "Oh, that didn't actually
Yo.
happen. No way." And it's like,
No, dude.
no,
Only on
it
New. It's like every
totally
day
happened.
something
Yeah.
No,
happens.
that
100%
subway story.
normal.
What's wild is that like I read the comments as well, like, oh, that didn't happen. But dude, I remember specifically like that night, I think like a few hours even after that incident, Tabs got onto a voice chat and she told us, like, yeah, this happened. And I was like, what? What why are you here in the voice chat? What's happening right now?
Yeah.
It's exciting. I was excited to tell you guys.
No, that's the thing that really set me off, like not like weirded me out. It's like you were happy that it happened. I was like, what? Why
This guy
you?
junk was out. It was crazy.
Yeah, you were saying it so like nonchalant and like as like a story, and I was like, that is scary. This is
Yeah.
scary.
No, YouTube changed everything. Like every time something wild happens, yes, I
Yeah.
want the story time content. You want to like purposely walk into like graveyards.
What a fucking disaster.
No, seriously, no, it's all good, Al. But basically, we were talking about Tabs' subway video and how when it happened, she got into a voice chat with us and recounted it as it happened. Right? She's like, "Oh, an hour ago, somebody's junk was out." I was like,
Oh
"What
yeah.
the fuck?" Yeah, wild. Um,
Yeah.
and then she was just like, yeah, story time makes me do crazy shit for the story. And I'm curious to actually hear whether or not that actually, because I even now after years of doing this, I still don't have that mentality. Like I don't do crazy shit. Like if it
Yeah.
happens, it happens, but I don't actively walk into graveyards and shit.
You only
Like,
live
do you
once.
guys do that?
I used to hang out in a
No.
graveyard, but I don't purposely go
No,
out to find
obviously not the
adventures.
graveyard part, but like,
My friend
Do
had
you guys
sex in
walk
the
into
graveyard
graveyards?
once.
uh,
Oh,
Rush, I ain't even gonna touch that one. All right,
He's
y'all.
weird. It was weird. I don't understand what's wrong with them. They would do that in playgrounds too. It's weird.
playgrounds.
Y'all
Yeah.
can listen. It sounds like I think your friend, quote unquote, is an allegory for you,
Is it
man.
crazy?
No!
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen,
my
my friend also has a problem with balding. Now, do you know?
Yeah.
do you-
Sounds like a swell guy. I don't know.
I feel like I've done like that. I feel like I've like when there's I don't know like a jerk or something like that. Like the other day I was driving and this guy was riding my car like really really close to the back of my car and I was like,
Mhm.
what if I just kind of braked like harder
I do
and
that.
like
Mhm.
what if he just tapped me and then we got into an argument? I'd be like, that could be a video because I'm like running low on videos. So it crosses my mind. I think there's been like some times where I just kind of pulled the trigger on some stuff, just not
Oh.
super
You're-
like
You're a murderer.
yeah, like not to the extent of like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this person. But yeah, like slightly kind of nudged a situation to get a good story. Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I've gotten so scared. I had just like maybe like 3 months into learning how to drive, and I was backing out of like I think it was Arby's or something, and I was backing out and like my car's really big, and I backed out and I very gently tapped the back of a truck. And
Ooh.
I started freaking out. Like I started crying because I was like, no, like it was no big deal. I barely even tapped it, but I was like, nope, I'm gonna wait here until they come to the truck, and I'm gonna tell them everything about that happened. And then they were like, it's no big deal, you're fine. And I was just like, okay, I'm sorry for tapping your truck.
Oh my, you're so pure. What is that?
Damn, that
Isn't
would have
that-
been such a good story if like this biker dude came out of the truck and was like,
Dude, he was like,
touched
you
my
did
car."
what to my truck? And I was like,
Yeah.
no, sorry.
I love this. You can already tell how each of us just looks at stories differently. Like in that situation, I would have definitely done a hit and run. You know what I mean? I would have been so quick out of there. Like.
Well, yeah.
And then I would have made the story about how terrible of a person I am. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I would have done,
Well,
man.
because I was just thinking if it were me, it has been me. My car is so dented because people just like to run into it, and I'm just like,
What?
why?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I parked at a Walmart and I came back and there was a huge dent in the back of my in my trunk, and no one left anything. I was just like, welp, that's my car now, and
Well,
it's
that's
super old,
Walmart.
but
I
yeah.
expect nothing less from Walmart.
So I was just like, well, if that happened to me, I'd want them to be like, hey, here's information.
Do you judge cars for dents?
No.
No.
I mean,
I'm
it
just-
depends how bad the dent.
I judge the
Right.
cars on rust mostly.
That's true. Yeah.
Rust.
My
I
car's
guess rust is
dented
fine.
as frick. But not my fault.
Like,
What do
I've
you mean,
seen
like
cars...
judging cars by dents, like their personality?
Like,
Like,
as
if
in,
you see
okay.
More
so-
dents, you're like, oh, this guy's rough.
That car's a feisty
I'm not messing with
one.
him.
Yo,
Yeah.
that car really be stepping on other cars, man.
Yeah.
Like, well, it depends. Like, is the car's front all dented? Because that person probably rams people, but the dent's on the
A
side.
car-
It's like, oh yeah.
Oh,
A
yeah.
car has a dent like Crips and blood. It's just like gang cars.
Do you
No,
guys
it's
do
in
that?
like
Do you guys give like cars personalities sometimes when you're
Mine-
driving?
mine's
no,
personality.
no one does that.
no, I do, but I like this is like a little bit of doxing, I guess, but I'll change the name. So, my old car had a number plate, which was, I guess, I'll change the name, but basically had letters and numbers that made it look like Raphael. And so I made the car have like I called my car Raphael and would like drive around and be like whenever it would like sputter or stall, I'd be like, Raphael, why you being feisty now, bro? Like, like that kind of stuff.
Feisty.
I don't
My
know.
car's
Like
a mom.
you cause
Mom car.
you cause a big mom.
Yeah, she's a big mom. She take care of me.
Damn. She dented to protect you,
She did to protect me. She take the hit
No,
for me.
I don't know. I guess like my dad is a really big car guy, and so when I grew up, he was like, "Yo, that car has this dent and this dent in this way. The driver's probably like this." Like he would psychoanalyze dents, and I kind of I kind of do that now. Where if I see certain types of dents, I'm just like, "Oh, that guy's probably doesn't care at all about driving." And like 2 days ago, I was driving on a highway, and the car on the right of me, on the right lane of me, he had a dent on a huge dent, like on the side next to me, right? And I was like, oh, this guy probably it does not pay attention to his like mirrors as he turns into different lanes. And sure enough, dude, I was driving straight and I just, minding my own business and I see him get closer and closer and closer into my lane. And I'm like, bruh. And I like honk on the steering wheel and he's like,
Oh
oh
my
crap, there's a
God.
car there. And I'm like, dude, look where you going, bro. Yeah, man.
I've had someone like I'm driving and someone was like on the left side of the lane like driving towards me, but like they got on my lane and started driving towards me and I had to honk at them because I was like, you're about to hit me. And then they swerved the last second and I had a heart attack. I was like, I had to stop for a second. I was almost home and I was just like, I almost died.
All right, hear me out. We all moved to New York and we all have our own subway stories, all right?
Subway stories.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If
get
you run
one,
out
like,
of story
every other.
times.
Get our own subway stories.
one of my favorite like New York articles that came out recently is like New York finally thinking about cleaning the subway once per week. Everyone's like, what? You weren't doing that? Like,
No, you could tell, like, every time you walk in, it smells like piss, and there's, like, sometimes you see people taking dumps on there. It's just...
Oh,
don't
It's
judge.
a new
There's no
episode every
bathroom
time you get
inside
on.
Tabs.
Yeah.
Wait, well, you said that so casually that it took me like a second. Wait, you see people taking dumps on there?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
I walked
Sometimes
in
you see
on a-
people, like, doing it on
How
there.
many times?
No.
have
I
you
walked
seen
in on a guy
someone taking
peeing.
a dump?
I mean, I've never seen someone take a shit, but I saw somebody peeing in the corner, a homeless dude peeing in the corner of the subway. I'm like, oh, that's why it smells like piss.
There's always a reason. Yeah.
It's
Always.
it's
They
a
just-
legitimate thing. People piss on the train. Yeah.
They just spray
I see
pee
all
scent.
I see all the Eric Andre skits and I'm like, man, I wish this was the reason why all the subways are weird, man. And the thing is, when I went to the London for VidCon London, I went onto the subway there, like their what do you call it, the tubes.
Oh yeah.
And it's super nice. It's really rocky and stuff. And I got mad food poisoning from the hotel.
Ooh.
Thanks VidCon, no, but
Thanks, VidCon.
yeah, they gave me mad food poisoning, and I was I've never vomited in the last 5 years, but I went to the National Museum and vomited like 7 times. It's fucked.
Oh.
Did you do it in a
Yeah.
corner or what'd you do?
I went to the bathroom and
Oh,
just it was insane because I once again never vomited in ages. I was like, oh, this probably is the moment where I have to vomit because I just feel so sick. And when I accepted in my mind, okay, I probably should vomit. Like it was like a hose, bro. It was crazy. It was insane.
Yum.
But anyway, like basically the tubes, the worst moment was I threw up like 4 or 5 times in the museum. And then when we got to the tubes to go back, that same feeling, but more intense, happened as I was in the subway, in the train with all my animation friends. And I wanted to vomit like more than I did in the museum. And the only reason I didn't was because of pure willpower. I have never like actually went like, you cannot vomit. And it got to the point where I was like actually like pinching my entire arm and like caused indents like just
Yeah.
squeezing to not vomit, you know? Yeah.
Wow.
Is
Scary.
there like a remedy to not vomit? You're a doctor, right? Just pinch your arms or
Well, as in pain
Your
is just
arms.
distraction, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Like you make that more painful than like the feeling of not vomiting. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
I wish
That's
I
Do you ever
could do
cooking.
find out?
that.
Do you ever
What's
I
up?
that's
find
want
out
my
what
to.
the
worst fear.
cause of the food was? Like,
Yep. So it ended up being I'm a Muslim guy. I can't eat pork. And so in the breakfast menu, they had like bacon and sausages, which I can't eat. And then they had vegetarian sausages. And man, even as I grabbed them, I thought they looked stank. Like no one ate them. They looked stank. And then I ate it, and man, it confirmed stank,
Oh,
bro. Absolute 100%.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's my
yeah.
worst fear is getting food poisoning. Like
Bro,
I don't know,
it's
sharks are pretty scary, man. I don't know what
that's
about.
terrible.
the
have
thing is,
all of you had it?
I've had food poisoning. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've
the,
had like a bad chicken sandwich from like a
ooh,
place, and I was
yeah,
barfing the next day.
chicken food poisoning sucks. That's like
Bad
the
is
worst
the
part.
worst.
But
Man, I
the
just got
worst
lucky.
thing for with that food poisoning was that like being medical, I knew what to do to alleviate it. So as soon as I finished vomiting, I went up to Saber and I was like, "Hey, yo, give me as much Powerade as you can find." And I
Electrolytes.
electrolytes and fluids, and so I just chugged water, chugged electrolytes, and I missed out on Hamilton, $500 ticket, and I missed
Oh
out.
my god.
I know,
Mhm.
dude. I know. And like I woke up the next day and I promise you I was 100% fine. No issues
Oh
at
my
all.
god.
Like I was completely fine. I just lost a day, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
feels bad,
sucks
man.
though, dude. You missed like you
No,
missed the whole play and
so the
everything.
reason I went into that tangent was because if I had such a reaction with the tubes, I want to go on the subway. I want to go on the subway and experience just the absolute garbage fire that's the New York
There's
subway.
some cool things like there's like improv rapping and singing people do sometimes.
oh, but some of those
The
are like
bus.
scams. They're gonna like say like, oh, if you're from like Mexico, give me like 100 and stuff like that. They like to scam the tourists.
No, no,
Stuff.
no,
So
no.
you gotta watch
No,
out.
no.
Whoa, what?
When I went to New York, we just went on
Ah.
a subway train and they were just singing. I'm like, all right, cool. And I just didn't pay or do
Yeah,
anything.
sometimes they do that, but like you have like those kids that come in with like the candy bars and stuff. They're
Oh
like,
my
oh, like
god.
I need to support my school basketball team. That is bullshit.
Yeah,
know?
that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's
There
not
was
like there is no school. They're getting some of that portion, you know?
they're stealing the candy and then they're selling it. There
What
was
the
one
heck?
time I was on the sub. I used to take the subway every day when I worked in New York, and this homeless guy was on my train like probably like 3 or 4 times a week, and he was such an asshole. He would just be like, "You guys pay me some fucking money right now," and then he went up like so close up to my face once, and he's like, "Give me $1, you bitch," and like all that, like he was just like
Whoa.
screaming at all of us, and like we would all just have a blank face and just not look at him, and it was like routine, and he would just
That-
like scream at people
Wow.
to give him money. Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
like,
can't
dude,
even imagine that. Ooh.
Man,
it's
That
like, give me money or I'm
that's
taking a
never,
shit.
yeah,
I'd
that's
be
never
so scared.
that's
I
never
don't
like
like that.
scared me too much because there's just been so many instant like crazy things that you can't even like remember them all. Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't like that. That's
Yeah, I
not.
don't like that.
I'm too kind-hearted for that stuff, man. Like, I am such a sucker for charity and giving people money, and like the only time it's not the only time it's backfired a lot because I just give money away to people who ask for it in the streets. One time in Pakistan, Pakistan, sorry, where I was visiting family, and there was this homeless lady, and she's like, "Give us some money, you know, my baby needs stuff." And I was like 14, 15. I was like, "I've got $1. I'll give her $1." And I gave her the
Aw.
dollar, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. You know, it means the world." And then she turns around and starts yelling, "Ew, this idiot's giving money!"
Wait,
Oh my
really?
Yep, yep. In
Oh
Urdu, like in our native language, she just turns around and just goes, "Hey, pagal doy," and then just and so all
no.
these homeless people who were like hustling and bustling other cars in the street run to our car, and my
Oh
dad
my
turns around
god.
and is like, "Did you give her money?" I'm like, "Dad, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Oh
Yeah, man.
no.
Hmm.
Like
Dang.
India and Pakistan have like super dark ways of getting money. Like not only just that, but there's like an actual underground ring that steals children and like babies and stuff and mutilates them so that they grow up with a mutilation. And so when they go out and beg on the streets, you feel more inclined to give them money, you know?
Oh my
Like
god.
people suck, bro. Like
Terrible.
Damn.
yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
And so listen, man, like once you experience that, New York, it should be a piece of cake, man. Piece of cake. Easy peasy. Playing on easy mode.
Easy mode.
Jeez.
Nah,
So
it's
you're
Just
all
not
think
good.
of
that
like
person,
everybody
Maaz?
coming.
What's up?
What?
No, I was saying that, like you'll hit a car and run, but you'll give people money. Like that's
Like the
You're
anti-villain.
right. You're right.
Yeah. Just chaotic neutral.
I love it. What were you saying, Tabs?
I was just thinking that lady shouldn't have said anything. Like if she haggled you, I don't know why she would yell out. She could have found another victim, right?
Yeah,
Now
I guess
everyone's
like
oh, like she just outed herself. Like we know who she is. She
oh,
like
you're
another one
right.
of those
Dang.
right?
Wow, you're right.
What if she was like, I was like, give me an extra $1 and I won't yell your name out. It's like, oh.
Oh, dang. All right.
Mm.
Y'all
like-
are really getting to the psyche of homeless. Like,
I can't wait to become
especially-
homeless.
Yeah. Like those crowded
Stop.
areas, like people are like sociopaths. They're gonna use your emotional. It's like, oh, like this person's gonna feel bad for me. I'm gonna dress poor. I'm gonna ask for money,
Yeah.
and they're gonna give me it. That's it.
The
That's
actor,
what's
like,
That's what sucks about it though. Like I used to be, I guess, like a sucker too. And there are some people that like I wouldn't mind giving money to and stuff, but I've been manipulated so many times. Like when I'm I'm from Jersey and it's not as like intense as New York, but I worked in New York, and so when I first started working there, I'd see so many homeless people. I'd be like, this is horrible. And then like you over time you start to realize like a lot of them are manipulating you, and it's you don't know which ones are like kind of like the good ones, and it's just sad. It just sucks.
Yeah.
the greatest hobo experience I ever dealt with, all right, homeless person experience, was VidCon 2008 thing, I think. We were at the Little Tokyo, and I was just minding my own business. I was hanging out with the boys, just chilling. This homeless man comes up like, hey man, I'm homeless. I want to go see a movie. Can you give me like $1? I'm like, he's like, I'm an improv poet. I'm like, all right. He's like, I'll give you a poem and you can pay me whatever price you want for that poem. I'm like, all right. And so he's like, give me 2 words and I'll improv a poem. So me and my friend give him a like Raven Air Balloon. He does it. Goes a little bit longer than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like a quick like paragraph. It was like 2 paragraphs. I'm like, it's too long. So I just gave him like, I was like, that was good. And so we clapped and we're like, all right, here's $3. He's like, thank you, man. God bless. I'm like, no problem. So he like helped. Like I liked how he worked for it a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like that.
That's cute. I like that.
And I suggested Spider-Man. I'm like, go see Spider-Man. He's like, all right.
I like that.
It's
a
better
lot.
than
That's
like
cute.
cursing you out like that other dude did to me.
Yeah.
Give me $1.
That's his talent. He was actually improving a character, an angry homeless person. He was improving.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
The method actor.
Man, that Little Tokyo incident is great. That's Tabs and I got a samurai sword there. I still have
Yeah,
mine.
but didn't they break?
No, but I still have mine. Get out of here.
Heck yeah.
Wait, you guys watch like The Walking Dead?
No.
Yes.
Oh, Michonne, yeah.
Yeah. So my sword broke, so I went on Amazon to spot one of the real versions.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Like you could cut through. Like you know how like you see those videos of
Bottles.
those fedora hat people trying to cut the water bottles and stuff.
Yeah. Don't make fun of fedoras. I'll come at you, Tabs. I'll come at you.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. You should try it. Buy one of
What, fedoras or bottle of water?
oh, the katana.
Brush.
I was
you
really hoping
stupid.
fedoras,
That
man.
was funny.
No, I still have the stupid katana. I basically what ended up happening was that because I couldn't carry it over to Australia because they thought it was a weapon, which it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had Alyssa take it, and then she shipped it to me in Australia.
Oh, that's
Oh
nice.
my god.
That's-
We like smuggled it through, so I've got my katana still ready to go. Like,
Awesome. That is so cool.
Wait, where do you like that's sick. Like you have a sword like Michonne's. That's what you're saying?
yeah, just go on Amazon right now. It's
Oh
like
my god!
Is it sharpened and
$100.
everything?
It's the real
And how
thing.
do you like have fun with it? Like, where do you go?
I have like a backyard, so you just like set whatever you want, or sometimes you could play like so just like throw the lemons.
Oh, get out of
That's
here!
it.
That's sick.
It's
What?
always lemons, bro.
Always lemon.
Always lemons. I remember one of the
For me.
weirdest tabs memories that I have is
The lemon
we
tree.
the lemon tree. There was an Airbnb in the backyard. They had a massive lemon tree with actual huge lemons, like bigger than like if you had to clench both of your fists and add them together, the lemons were bigger than that. It was crazy. And we
Jeez.
were just like, yeah, it's a big lemon tree. And then I look, and I'm like, wait, is that Tabs? And you're just climbing up like a monkey, grabbing lemons. And I'm like, what's happening right now? What is this?
It was
Wild.
just so like
So-
I've never seen lemons like the size of grapefruits before, so I was just like, I
They're
have to taste
big.
it. Like it must
They were
be
huge.
sweet. The bigger, the sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you put like
That's
salt or
not-
sugar on it or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some people did that.
Yeah. I did that. It was good.
Yummy.
I think like not Sultan. There was somebody who were trying to compete with how much salt they could put into the lemon. You know,
I think
that
it
kind of
maybe
stuff.
Adam,
Ugh.
maybe or
Blech.
Who
That
knows?
makes makes me cringe just thinking about that. All that salt in a lemon.
it's like a good, it's like a negative and a positive, and it's like whoa.
Now ain't it? Wait.
Negative
Speaking about
possum.
VidCon, Elle, was the first time we met at VidCon last year?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck,
That was my
man, that's
first VidCon ever.
ever.
I remember.
I was supposed to go this year, but things
Oh.
Me too.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, everyone was probably supposed to go this year.
Yeah. See?
Yeah,
Funny.
I'm like,
Some
hey,
stuff
yo,
happened.
at the very start of this year, I'm like, hey guys, man, listen, I'm gonna take a year off from medicine. I'm gonna really just travel and focus on myself. and yeah, I know, right? And 2020 is like, yo, what y'all hear something, bro? Y'all hear
Yeah.
something?
Wow.
You're gonna do what?
Wow.
All I hear is a little bitch. Just like slash me down. No, nah. It was really cool meeting you specifically at VidCon last year.
Oh, dude.
Because
Sames.
Yeah.
because like okay, so this entire storytime animation thing, there was a moment in which I think I was there when it was like started rising, and there was a moment in which everybody was starting. You know what I mean? Like everybody under the
Mhm.
sun was doing storytime animation to grow real quick. Like there was a moment in the kinder, I remember all of us except maybe one person were under 10K, and now I think all of us are over 100K. You know,
Yeah.
so wild, right?
Mhm.
And so, but because recently a lot of people, it's kind of gone stagnant because of how many people have been now being established, and how a lot of people are building teams, and so the quality is
Yeah.
getting way too high, right?
Mhm.
And so I kind of got sad because no one was really joining into this entire community. And then
Yeah.
Elle burst through the door like, "Hey, yo, what's up?"
Just out of
My-
nowhere.
My name's Elle. No, I remember. So Elle had made like 2 or 3 videos, and then she, I think, either emailed or messaged me saying, "Hey, yo, can you like, was it thumbnail advice? Like, what was the first conversation about? I think it was thumbnails."
I mean, I know we had a really awesome conversation about thumbnails, like that I listened to like literally everything you said. But I just remember when you messaged me, I was like,
Yes.
what? Like what?
Yes.
What is happening?
That's what happened. I did the classic Maaz thing in which I saw you and your channel, and I was like, yo, this is lit. You actually have huge potential. And I said, hey, get Discord. And then you got Discord. And I was like,
Oh
let
yeah,
me
I didn't know what
teach you
Discord
Discord.
was before. Yeah, you told me basically what Discord was. Like
Oh my gosh.
you were my little mentor when I start now.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Discord, and we had a chat, and now I'm like honestly low key big fan, you know.
Aw.
I
He
showed
had us
my
watch some of your videos
He
the other
Yeah.
couple
He
weeks ago.
fangirls a bit.
no,
he-
stop, don't say
Yes,
that.
you
No.
told me.
Dude,
This-
Like, I was so funny.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
I know
like-
this.
not only did I show everyone, and I think I even like one time you were either streaming or I just commented like, "Yo, like, listen, you ain't a walrus," you know, like I commented that because I was, you know, and
Wait, on
I
my stream?
like I think it was like no, I think you had an Instagram photo and I commented on your Instagram photo or something, that walrus meme, and I was like, yeah, I like this.
Dude, that's fucking
um,
awesome. I mean,
it's
I'll say like my first of all, my heart is like melted, but like you gave me so much like you gave me, I guess, like the confidence that I really needed, or you kind of like really helped me get rid of my doubt, like when we spoke, because I was like, if this dude's reaching out to me, like maybe I do have something here, and you kind of like, yeah, like you gave me like the push I
bruh.
needed. Yeah, like I was getting eaten up
Nice.
by doubt like a lot before I talked to you, and you helped me with that. So thanks.
Nah,
So
like
It's
wholesome
mad
up in here.
It's wholesome as F over
no, like
Ew.
and I'm glad like Tabs, because I remember when I watched your content, like I guess because both of y'all are from New York, so I guess it does relate somewhat. But I
You guys are
it had the same thing that I saw with Tabs, which is that the way you told stories was just inherently different from how other people told stories. You know what I mean? Like you and Tabs have a very kind of similar beat that you follow, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, there's the reason that Tabs is still, you know, you're so prevalent as you are right now is because no one else has kind of taken your niche. Like, yes, storytime animation
Mm.
exists, but there's different circles within it, right? And Tabs has had her own for a while, and then Elle's like, "Hey, yo, what's up? My name's Elle."
We
you
got
know,
Are we
that
doing
like
a yeah?
New York East Coast vibe or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
It's like a compliment circle. I can't handle this stuff. Like,
No, no,
are you next?
Well, I'm about to screw you with compliments, Tabs, because Tabs was honestly one of the first people that helped me
Oh
too.
no. Hold on.
Yeah, so I want to say, like,
Tabs just leaves.
I straight up, like,
Yeah.
honestly, I straight up emailed her, because Tabs was one of the first people I found, like, when I found the
Mhm.
community. I'm like, her videos were like one of the most inspiring to me, because I just related to them so much, because I
Mhm.
didn't feel like I couldn't really find any other like East Coasters besides you. And I'm like, oh my God, like I was showing my coworkers, because I was working at Titmouse at the time.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and I was like, your videos were like some of the videos that kind of like made me think maybe I could do this. Like maybe I could leave Titmouse and become a YouTuber. And it was like so, I mean, crazy, but like, I emailed Tabs, and I emailed her this like really embarrassing email of like super like fanny, like I wasn't like a creepy fan or whatever, but I was like fanning out. I was like, I love your stuff so much, and I'm like, if you have any advice at all, I'm like, I'll pay you to give me advice or whatever. I don't know what I said. I was like really, really, really like excited to email you, Tabs. And you emailed me back with so much advice, like out of the goodness of your heart. And it was a lot of advice. Like it was like a few paragraphs or something. And I was like,
Damn.
I mean, it was like, you didn't have to do that. I didn't expect you to answer. And then, you ended up like being a voice in one of my videos, like just for the hell of it. So, I mean, you helped me so much too, dude. Like,
Oh,
I can't even
Damn,
tell
we in
you.
it, huh?
we did.
wait.
It's
Wait.
just,
So like
Go ahead.
about your email, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is so professional, right? It's different. It's different
cringy.
from
I'm
no,
cringing.
it's so different from like the other ones I got. Cause like when I get like certain emails like to like requests or collabs, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's always like, hi, can we collab? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you,
it.
you get like hundreds of those.
So many
It
of
doesn't
Yep.
really
those.
stand out. It's like, okay, so you just want something.
Right.
But you like just like made this like super official. I was like, okay, this girl's got some experience. She knows what she's talking about. And I checked out some of your videos. It's like, oh, it's like straight to the point. It's funny. I think like she's gonna make it up there. So I decided like, oh, like I kind of want to help you because like you also in New York, we got to represent and stuff.
Love
together.
it. I love it.
So it just happened. That's what happened.
That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
I get a lot of those emails too, like, and like if anyone's listening, like who has written emails to like, YouTubers and wants to collab or whatever, it isn't like the best idea to just be like, yo, let's collab or whatever. Because I know what you're saying, dude. Like, it's kind of a turn off to us because we just get so many, I guess, like people trying to take stuff from us. And for me, I almost just like, I reached out as just somebody that wants to be part of a community. And like, you know, I don't know, I feel like if you're genuine and you're authentic in your email and you're not hoping for like to gain something out of it, you're just kind of like, you know, I guess going in there with a good mindset and just saying like, I just want this person to know that I appreciate them kind of mindset.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that was
yeah.
my mindset when I emailed Tabbes. I was like, I just need this person to know how much like they inspired me, and you know, if something good comes out of it, then sweet. But if you know, you just have to kind of, I guess, focus more on like, yeah, like being, I guess, genuine, I guess.
I
Yeah.
love that this is like the topic because I have this video I'm working on right now that's coming out next week is all about collabs and how to do it properly and all the crap examples that I've got and all about it. Right. So
Yes,
everything you're
thank
saying right
you.
now, it's
Sweet.
like resonating like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're
Cool.
getting like ruder and ruder. I got one yesterday, which was just like, hey, like the subject was, here's your lines, send it back before the end of today. And they had to learn. And I was like,
That's so
I was like, bro.
demanding.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
This
was
kid
like,
has spunk.
Oh, man.
the thing is, I actually like, I guess this is just my weird ass mind, but I love it when they're so weird that I kind of do want to say yes just because of how odd they are, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I thought he had spunk. I was like, I like how, you know, I don't know. It was weird.
And give it to me by the end of the day, thank you.
Yeah.
We're getting all wholesome and stuff. Hey, Maaz, didn't like Tad introduce you to like the Didn't that happen? Or
Yeah, yeah. The very first like quote unquote animator that I interacted with, you know, was Tabbes, and the main reason is because I talked about anime.
You weirdo,
Oh my
you're a
God.
weeb.
I was on somebody's live stream and we were just chatting, and I don't know why, but Tabbes is like, "Hey, yo, you got a nice voice." I'm like, "All right, thank you." um, and then afterwards, we were just chilling, and I was just chatting with everyone, talking about Naruto, and I was giving my analytical expertise on anime. And Tabbes was like, "Yo, you're a weeb." I'm like, "Shit, yeah, you're right." And then you like wrangled up Laddi, Rush, Corey. I think they all and
Yeah.
Taylor, they all joined. And I was like, yo, what the heck? Y'all big boys here? Like, y'all invited the cool kids along?
Who's this Maaz guy?
Man, I wish I could go back in time and be like, oh, it's Russian Laddie. You know, like,
Yeah. Oh, it's just them.
Nah.
Tabs, since we're all getting
No,
all
are y'all attacking Tabs with wholesomeness? Dang,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know if it's as wholesome, but I actually have to owe my Laddi character to Tabs because, like,
Whoa.
yeah.
What?
So yeah, we were in a. This was like back when we like first met. Maybe like we've known each other for like a couple weeks, and we were all in like a voice chat. I think it was just me, Rush, and Tabs, and then it might have been like a couple people hopped in later, like Ivan and stuff. But like I think we were all just chilling, and Tabs was just kind of making silly drawings of all of us. And then when she made mine, it was literally just like a tumbleweed looking thing with like these bug looking eyes and just like wide open. And she's like, "This is where I hear Laddie's voice coming from," and it just kind of caught on. And
Wow.
and yeah, it was just this tumbleweed
Bruh.
hair looking thing with legs.
Damn.
And I mean, I adapted it, but Tab's like character design.
The real shadow leader is Tabs, man. We ain't it?
Dude.
Yeah. Playing from the shadow.
Rush, do you have a story about Tabbes?
Rush, you have a story.
Bro,
about
no.
Tabs?
Rush has got the best story. Rush. So okay. Back then, back like a few years ago, Tabs was not public about her face reveal or her ethnicity.
Oh no.
But Rush has the biggest mouth, dude.
Shut up. Your mouth. That's not even a good story. That's not even good. No.
It's a great story
Wholesome.
because the thing is, like, I was, I'm a newcomer, but I'm also, in my opinion, pretty perceptive. And Rush would drop these massive hints out of nowhere. He'd
I
be
hate
like,
you.
we'd
I'm
be
gonna
in the middle of a
cry.
conversation, and he would be like, "Yo, Tabs, so I heard you like K-pop," and I'm like, why'd you say that? Why'd you say it like that?
I'm gonna die now. Excuse me.
Rush.
I'm gonna die.
It's okay.
Um,
I thought Rush was a girl when I first met him.
It's a man bun, wasn't it? It was a man bun, huh?
It was. I used to be a fan of Rushlight Invader.
Until we found out I was a guy, and then
Until I found out that he was a loser, and
Wow.
no, I was freaking out when I first met him because our friend Kay, she just randomly had a connection with Rush. I don't know how.
she would just come to my live streams and talk, and I was like, "Hey, you're cool."
Yeah,
and I was like
yeah.
recently like bored of the internet, and I was just
Yeah.
joining people that are fans. Like, hey, you should join me, my friends. So I would join Skype, talk to them, like, oh, nice to meet you. Oh, nice to chat. And then one day I was like, oh, sure, I'll join you. And they're like, get Discord. I'm like, what? Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was talking
That
about
changed your life, Rush. That moment,
For
that
real.
moment to get Discord changed your life,
This
dude.
is true. This is true.
And like I remember we were talking about you because I think I might have brought you up because I was like we were talking about Markiplier, I think, and I was like the Markiplier animation. That was my favorite one, the one you made. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that guy's so cool. I watch all his. Well, that girl's so cool. I watch all her live
That
streams.
girl.
And Kay was like, oh, I know him, and I'm like, what? And she was like,
Him?
yeah, I have him on Skype. Like him? No. Yeah. But so we had a Discord call, and like he was showing. I remember the very first Discord call we had. He was just showing us these stupid the stupid versions of the anime theme songs where it's like they don't make sense. Rush,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
otaku
about.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Otaku lyrics. So it's like, you know how like here's a thing. Lucky Star, it goes, I buy sausage. It sounds like, and same with Attack on Titan. It sounds like having
Bees
sex
and
with
Yeah.
bees.
So,
yeah. But anyway, so I remember we were all at a watch together. You were showing us that, and then it was just you and me, and everyone else had left because it was really late. And you were like, "I had a good time. I hope we all get to hang out again." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." I remember that.
That's
And it
gross.
was
That's not.
wholesome.
That's
It
what
was
I
wholesome.
said.
It was wholesome. You said that. You said something.
No,
You said something like that, and I was like, "That Rush guy, he's so cool. I'm so happy we're friends now."
I love it. I'm
Aw.
sorry, Tabs, if this is a bit too sweet for you.
All right, let's get
Too
dark.
sweet. Let's get dark. I hate
Wait,
Rushlight
Tabs,
Invader.
are you
Dark.
Tabs, are you even there? Tabs just dipped.
Tabs are gone.
No way.
Bye.
Did she really?
Is she? I
Indeed.
wonder if it's
The tornado.
if she actually left or if it's her
Oh, crap.
internet.
Oh crap, you good, Tabs?
Tabs.
I wonder how long her internet's been out.
I wonder. We've just been talking about her.
All these stories about Tabbs and she's gone the whole time.
Ever since the Laddi
So
story, she
funny.
disappeared.
Oh no.
She did say she's gonna leave if it's too sweet, so I guess she like just straight up.
Yeah.
My bad.
It didn't compute.
I'm just
All right, let's
here
make
for
fun of
sometimes.
Elle now. All right, Elle. There's like a episode where we talk
Yeah.
about roommates.
Oh
you
yeah,
wanna,
yeah.
you got some comments in the comments section that happened.
Oh.
Yeah. We could definitely. First of all, Laddi did an
Hi.
incredible job on
Yeah.
that video.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you
really
so much.
fun.
It was one of my dreams to collab with you, Laddi.
Oh.
And when we finally did, I guess like I this was when I was still like fairly, like I literally started the story time thing like a year ago, like exactly a year ago. And I think around that, like that was kind of one of my not newer videos, but I was still in the beginning of the whole thing. I guess I didn't realize that you need to be like super specific in these videos because I was joking. Okay, so basically Laddi played the part of my annoying roommate, and I was like my character, which is me, but I exaggerate my character to be a little more I guess like a little bit more of a jerk than I actually am. So whatever. The story time Laddi was being annoying on purpose. Me and Laddi, when we were recording it, we were coming up with like funny things for Laddi to say. Like it was so fun. And so at the very end, I said, like, apparently my old roommate has a YouTube channel. I guess go visit her on there and check out her video. And I'm joking, like, obviously this isn't my roommate. This is a YouTuber playing the part of my annoying roommate.
You wouldn't have your actual roommate act as herself? What?
Right. But then I didn't realize how like young some of these viewers really are, to the point where like you need to be specifically like, this is Laddi. She's a YouTuber. Thank you for doing the voice of the annoying roommate. This is not my actual annoying roommate. Like record her secretly or something. So anyway, my long story short, people basically were just like hating on Laddi for annoying me. Like for being like, there were comments like, why were you so annoying to Elle in college? How could you? And
I still get those comments. Elle's better. And I'm like, okay.
Which obviously is like, very young human doing that. And so Laddi made me aware of this and was like, I think they're not understanding that I wasn't actually a roommate. I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm starting like all this drama. So I had to take out the end, and then like I pinned a comment saying Laddi was not actually my roommate. This is a joke. Yeah, what a mess. What a mess. I was so freaking stressed out about that. I was like, I'm literally like causing so much shit right now. You felt bad.
I felt bad because I was like, I'm sorry, Elle, I know it didn't mean to be this way, but people are kind of being mean to me.
Yeah, Laddi was sad. Laddi, you were sad.
Oh my God.
Like,
I was sad.
I'm the one that feels bad. I'm the idiot that didn't realize. So I mean, it's I can't even imagine. Like I would have cried. Like yeah. So that was a lesson learned that I need to make sure that I don't do sarcastic jokes that people. Yeah.
Wait. So let me go and delete the comment then about. It's just me bragging on my.
I mean, like,
Laddi, you're the worst.
I mean, that's even nice of you to let me keep the video up. Like, you could have even said, like, I don't feel comfortable with the video, and like, I 100% would have taken it down. But like, you're just like, you're kind enough to be like, I'm gonna let you leave it up. I'm taking the pain. Like, oh God.
It's such a good video. It was really fun.
It was. And this is the thing. Like, oh, sorry, you go ahead. My bad.
I'm good.
No, I was gonna say, like I all my videos, like all my story times are like based off of true stories, obviously, but I like to make them into like almost like an episode format, like almost like the Nickelodeon 90s cartoons. Like that's my biggest inspiration. So like I try to write my scripts almost like it's an episode, and there's like a beginning, middle, conflict, and type of whatever. So I made it as if it was like an episode. You know what I mean? I felt like when I worked with you and we were like voice chatting about the script, like I felt like I was like writing an episode with you. It was so much fun. And I guess like all my story times before that, like I kind of did the same thing where I didn't I didn't realize like these people are really taking these stories so literally, where they're like every single aspect of it is exactly how it happened. And if Elle is not specifying that Laddi wasn't actually her roommate, then she must have actually been her roommate.
Dude, that happens so many times with other communities. Like people put someone like my crush featuring blah blah. It's like, yo, that YouTuber was your crush. You dated them. It's like, no.
Yeah,
exactly.
So many times.
Exactly.
It's insane.
So what a mess that was. I was flipping out.
It's good now. It's really tame now.
You were as long as it like worked out,
Yeah.
You were talking about your art style and stuff, and you said 90s cartoon. Your stuff actually reminded me a little bit of this show called Home Movies. I don't know if it's like an old adult film show. I freaking love that show, and I was like, oh, that's very nice. It's like the banter and how they talk to each other, and it's like really like grounded, and it's like Like I think it's very mostly improv. The show.
Yeah, like it's so hard for me to explain why I love. Like, how would you explain like why that show is awesome? Because it's so hard to like. I don't know how to put it into words, but I just love that show. Like,
It's like
I don't.
badly drawn. It's very like
Yeah,
sounding real when they talk. I'm very just intrigued the whole time.
yeah. Like I feel like Home Movies was a show where it was more about the personalities of the characters than it was about like the art style or even the plot. You know,
Mhm.
it was like it was just a bunch of organic, like raw, like personalities, like people, like that you just fell in love with, almost like you were hanging out with them. You know, too.
Mhm.
It didn't feel scripted, and I think that's why I loved it so much because I've always been a big, I don't know, I've always loved shows that like weren't huge on the plot, but were more huge on like the character chemistry and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's my jam.
The aesthetic is like super solid. Like there's moments in your animation that I guess like without sounding like I'm copying anything, but I am inspired by your comedy. There's even a homage to one of my favorite skits that you did, L, is recently is the blue shirt guy. Wait, I've just got a blue
Oh,
shirt. Well, the bluest. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Like just like the
yeah.
way you animate it
Thank
with the
you.
guy like tearing up and in like
Yeah. Wait, can you
so
tell me
good.
where I get that comedy from? Because I know what you're talking. Like, I do have a specific like humor, but I don't know
Yeah.
where I get it. I honestly don't know where I get it from. But I
Yeah,
know
I
it's
think
something.
everybody well, it's everybody has a mix of how they tell jokes and everything, like, and it's up to you to recognize how you grew up. Like, you watched home videos, right? Like, what was that show called? Sorry,
Home movies.
Oh, Home
home
movies.
movies.
Yeah, yeah,
All I know is like with my style, the reason it's super slapstick and super like physical in nature is because I used to watch SpongeBob and Tom and Jerry and Kids Next Door and
yeah,
all these shows that were like reliant upon visual slapstick for comedy, and that's what I love. I love that stuff.
yeah.
Um,
Not yeah, for
and
sure.
James, he used to watch a lot of stand up and James Mulaney, and that's what he kind of does. All of his videos are like stand up, and you
Oh,
kind of
John Mulaney.
become a mix. Yeah, John Mulaney, sorry. And you become the show. You basically just become everything you watch when you were younger, you know?
You're so right. Oh man, now I just want to like think. Like I just want to have a day where I think about like all of the reasons why I am the way I am with all the shit that I watched as a kid. Like it's so true. Like you're just inspired by what you watch. But
Yeah,
I love that I think that is that's so true about James, like how he has like that stand-up comedian type of vibe like with his videos, and I think that's really fun to watch. Like it's just like
yeah.
a really good flow.
That's like everyone's got their own flow and beat and how they tell comedy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that a lot of people like when people ask like, "Hey, do you have any advice for me when I'm starting out on YouTube as a storytime animator or not as a storytime animator?" They always say like, "Yeah, everyone's pacing just seems to be different." And I'm like, "That's the one thing you just need experience, you know? You have to build your own pacing." Um,
Yeah.
some people like it slower, some people like it faster, but you basically become like a musician with how you follow your rhythm, you know? Like when I'm cutting audio, it gets to a point where I'm moving it like milliseconds, like tiny
Yeah.
fractions of a second just to get the right beat and right like rhythm to
Yeah.
my video. It's crazy.
Oh, that's so me too. That's so true. I never
Yeah,
heard
me
anyone
too.
like actually say that before. Like I've always felt that way too when you're mixing together audio. It's like a song. It's like you're
Yeah.
literally putting together like a rhythm, like a song.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
Ah.
awesome.
Damn it. Like, but it's too bad I hate audio editing.
I
It's the
Yeah.
hate
worst.
it so much.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's so
gosh.
boring. It's
If I
so
could
freaking
not
boring.
do it, that'd be great, but I have to
Take
though.
20 minutes to do one line.
Yeah.
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 Wait, really?
Like,
Oh,
20
recording
It
it?
minutes
does.
for
Yeah.
one line?
Well, it depends how depends if I don't know. I'm just
wait, how long does it take for you to record your audio tabs? Like the entire, like, imagine a full video that right now, how long is the raw audio?
Back then it would have taken a little bit longer. I used to take maybe a few to focus.
A
The
few
right
what, sorry?
delivery, a few days, because like I
Uh,
wanted the right delivery and stuff, right? Like
Right.
you kind of like fear like missing out, like, oh, what if like right comes like later on, and
Mm-hmm.
you keep doing
Right.
it over and over. But then you got to realize it's just you kind of just self. You're just trying to send a message to the audience. They'll probably just watch it once or twice. They're not about it as you do. So nowadays it just takes like, hours. That's it. Because I'm like doing like all the different portions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried to lower that to maybe less than an hour.
Right.
An hour, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I
Yeah.
used to take a really long time recording too, because I wanted it to be freaking perfect. And then I realized like most of what I'm concerned about, like a lot of the people watching are not gonna not gonna give a shit about what I'm obsessing over. It's really just do it.
They
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't
you
know
think
that I
about like
breathe.
you think about like the vloggers and stuff doing it like every single day. They don't give a shit about that. They're just like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
showing up. I'm
Yeah.
here every day. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like my most recent video, it's like 12 minutes in length, and I recorded for 2 hours straight. Like there was just like
Yeah.
no breaks. And in the raw audio, you can see me like get frustrated. It's like 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh god, it's only I have like 7 more pages, and then half like an hour later, I'm like, oh my god, I hate this, I hate this, I hate I'm just like I'm like hating every moment because I like recording. And I think the difference between us and vloggers is maybe because we are voice actors, because
Mhm.
we don't you can't see our face, right? Like you had to animate
Yeah.
us. But
Yeah.
I agree with you. It gets to a point where before, a year ago, I was definitely like nervous to be in front of the audio. I was like, oh, I need to get it perfect and done and right. Go. I ate an apple beforehand and ate honey to get like the best voice. And oh, I'm so stupid. And now it's like, hey, I have 2 hours to record this. Sit down and record the entire thing in one go right now. And then I did. And now that I've listened to it, it's like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't suck. It's fine. It's just fine.
Mm.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like over time you kind of get used to it too. Like you kind of get used to your process with recording. And I think as long as you do a take and you just make sure before you do it, you read your line, you know what you're gonna say, and then you have an idea of like the kind of personality you're gonna put into the line. Because for
Yeah.
me at least, like I always try to make sure I put some kind of like personality into my lines. Like if I'm gonna say, then he goes over there, I'll be like, then he goes over there. Like I'll say it in like a
Mhm.
Yeah.
fun animated way because I just know that
Debbie.
they're go ahead.
Debbie.
Yeah,
No, I
um,
just said Debbie.
yeah, like instead of just saying Debbie, like I'm gonna say it in like a fun way because I feel like
Debbie.
I just have this fear like someone's watching my video, they're just gonna click off the second they get bored, and I'm just like I don't want to give them that opportunity to get bored ever. So I try to
Yeah.
keep it fun in my voice. Like if the animation isn't super like entertaining, like at the moment of the video, then I try to like at least have my voice be super fun the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's valid. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Rush,
I
you
think
legit should be a voice actor. I don't know what you're doing. Like, why
what do you
aren't?
mean?
I mean, like, I swear to God, like, are you not a voice actor? Are you a voice actor in the
No.
industry? I feel like you
No.
should be
No,
a
he is a
voice actor.
voice actor.
No.
Voices. Lay it
Like,
out right
Yeah.
now.
you're
Yeah.
incredibly talented with voice.
Thank
It's
you.
insane.
Oh, I appreciate
Yeah.
it. I don't know if I'll be a voice actor, but thank you.
The wholesome's coming back. Hashtag
No.
wholesome.
It went away. It's coming back.
Get that shit out of here.
It's funny because when we were organizing this podcast, Elle, I was like, I was in my head, I was like, Elle and Tabbs, I reckon would be a really good combo. Because I remembered, Elle, you telling me a story how you went to a New York meetup and you met up with like the New York creators. Am I like missing the mark here? Or
Yeah, we did that
Wear
a
your
few
beanie.
times. What's that? Yeah, we did that a few times.
wait, as in like there actually is like a New York meeting up thing?
Oh, not like an official thing or whatever, or I don't know. I think we planned a few things. Like the first time I met you, Tabbs, I was like I just left Titmouse around that time, so I was like, would be fun to kind of meet everyone in the community, and then like maybe like I can give them a tour of Titmouse. So I think we had like the plan to. I don't remember like what was going on before. Oh, right. Oh my god. I was I don't know if you guys heard of Chakra X. He does a lot of Sonic fan animation. He's incredible. Dude, check out his channel when you get a chance. Yeah. Tabbs was like a fan of him. So I said like I was supposed to interview him for his channel. We're friends from Titmouse, and I was like, let me invite the Storytime people from New York, and like we'll do it at Titmouse, and then I'll give them a tour, and it'll be fun. So that was like the first kind of little thing we did together. And then we went out for Korean barbecue, I think. Right?
Hell yeah.
Hey,
incredible.
nice.
Korean chicken.
Nice.
Chicken.
Oh, Korean chicken, yeah. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, Korean fried chicken, bro. I've been making that at home recently, dude. That shit's bomb. That
You make it at
so good.
home? How?
Yeah, man. I'm a chef. I love cooking, bro. I love cooking.
Nice. Where's
Hell
the
yeah.
Maaz YouTube cook channel? What the hell?
Bro. Bro, honestly,
I didn't know
like,
you were a cook.
no, I mad cook, bro. Like I've been like, I used to spam my Instagram story with it all the time, and people are like, stop it, bro. I'm like, I will. But
I
I've
will.
got like an entire script ready to go of all my recipes and ingredients and just all this like stupid
What?
stuff.
Yes, please.
Oh, Korean fried chicken is so good, man. I should get that tonight. I should get some. You know,
I'm literally getting like my stomach just growled. Like no
I'll
joke.
make some. I'll make
I
some.
have leftover Chinese.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
my second favorite food.
Nah, Japanese is the way to go, man. I love that shit.
Japanese restaurants near me. Kidding.
I'm biased. I bought it. I grew up there. I guess like one of the main things that I also want to highlight from, I guess, you, L, and you, Tabs, because different amount of experience in the Storytime game. But how are both of you the shifting into the Storytime animation thing? Because L, you're like a newcomer into this kind of stagnant or not as ready to grow a genre. And Tabs, you've been in this genre for ages, ages now.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys feel about it from both of your perspectives? Tabs, you want to go?
Floor.
Okay. So recently, like I've kind of been staying off social media and stuff like that because I realized Twitter is like this gossip site, but sometimes I just check on it for like news, and I realize like there's so many like negative takes. The way like people talk on there, the culture on there is just not for me. So I just and I've been trying at TikTok, but I heard the news recently about TikTok.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like an entire server now of TikTok animators, and I'm like I got into it, and it literally feels like the start of the Storytime community, how like all the Storytime animators were in the server and hanging out, and it's
Aw.
the exact same feel. I'm like, dang, y'all are so cute.
Man.
Like y'all are so
I remember.
Yeah, man.
Babies.
feel old as heck. And are you like, now that you've taken a break from social media, do you also want to pivot away from storytime content? Because I remember you saying something of the ilk last year at VidCon.
Oh yeah, I'm still ready for that. There's like a lot of different channel ideas to work on. I gotta make it right. I recently heard like it's better to focus on just one thing, grow from there. Like I'm kind of at this pathway. It's like, oh, like should I do it or not? So, just been working on story time. Yeah, but then you gotta focus on like double thing, right?
Yeah, double thing is rough. Like I started a commentary channel, and I kind of underestimated how hard it would be to do two different genres. You know that that pulls on you, bro. Like I think Jaden's got a pretty good grasp on how to do it. Like she also didn't kind of feel satisfied with the story time anymore, and so she's transitioning into the stuff she likes, which is video games and gaming now. But using the animation as a crutch to move to it, you know?
Yeah.
which I think is like super interesting way of going about it, you know?
Mhm.
And I think with animation, for me particularly, I guess anyone actually, if you have an interesting concept, you can honestly animate over anything. Like legit, if you drove around New York with a beehive and talked to people in the car with a beehive in the back seat, and on
You remember?
like
Yes.
of course, like I ain't gonna forget that. That's good. I don't know. I really enjoyed
You
that.
stung a lot? What happened?
No, as in like, but that concept of it, have like a 2-minute introduction, like, "Ayo, my name is Tabbs. I wanted to have a chat with people with a huge beehive in the back seat. Let's go," and and just cut to it, and I just that would be fun. That'd be so dope.
The cool thing about YouTube is like a lot of people are subscribed to you not because necessarily your content all the time, but a lot of the times it's just because of your personality and they like you. So like I feel like that's especially with you, Tabs. Like I feel like you have such a huge community of people that just love you and your personality. And I feel like I feel like most of them wouldn't really care if you wanted to do something else. Like they wouldn't be like, this is an animation. Like I feel like they would just love anything that you did and want to support you as for you, you know, like that's especially really cool about being in the game for so long is you've grown such a big community. Like the amount of the views you get the second you post is like incredible. Like that's people are so dedicated to you. And I think you could honestly do so much with this platform. Like if you don't want to do animation anymore, like, or do it once every 3 months or something like that. Like, I feel like whatever you end up doing, like, you know, instead or at the same time is going to be successful just because so many people love love you, you know?
Hell yeah.
Like
But like,
that's the same
I'm
thing with you,
curious as
Maz.
to.
Like you did that too. Like you started another
Nah,
channel.
I ain't having any of that mushy stuff right now. You ain't.
I get really like annoyingly mushy sometimes.
No,
Like
no, it's not annoying at all. Tabs makes fun of how mushy I used to be, and so I love how mushiness. I do. Um, but I guess, but I'm just curious as to your perspective as well, because again, it's easy for us old timers here, you know, to comment upon the culture now and everything. But how's it for you coming into this in society, into this community?
Society for
Uh,
the first
y-
time.
yeah,
yeah.
We've been quarantined for a while.
I almost feel like I slipped in like just in time. Like I wasn't sure if things were dying down or not in the community because it was fairly new to me because when I found the community, I think it was only like less than a year before I started. So I think I slipped in just at the right time. And I guess like oh, how do I feel about it? It's so like sounds like a tangent, but this kind of has to do with my answer. So recently, I actually just found out that I just recently got diagnosed with ADHD. So I just found out
Oh,
that
woo.
So I'm sure like most people in the animation industry like have somewhat of an ADHD issue, but
Oh yeah.
but it's something that's been like yeah, hugely impacting my life, and I didn't really know what I guess like a lot of the reasons for why I felt the way I felt or did the things I did. So this year was like a really big mental health like year for me and like finding things, you know, kind of learning about myself and whatever. But I'm learning about myself, especially after a year of doing story times, that my passion is to work with a team and I love working with people and communicating. Like Laddi, like when we did the collab together, like
Yeah.
that was one of the funnest times I've ever had. Like when we were just on Discord, like shooting ideas off each other and laughing and just like coming up with funny concepts. So that's my passion. Like that's what I really want to do with my life. But the story, like what I'm doing now, what my job is now is like I'm isolated in an office 24/7, like just doing everything myself, and there's no communication. And people will be like, oh, just go on Discord and like talk to people while you work, but I can't like multitask, so
No.
I can't even do that, which sucks because I would do that. So I just want to like I worked in a studio environment for like four years or so, and I know like how it is like when you're working with a team every day and you like talk to people about your project, whatever. And I guess like that's the part that sucks. Like I enjoy the story time. I enjoy the videos and like stuff. I just don't enjoy doing them by myself. So
Yeah.
I don't know how. I guess I'm stuck in like I'm not enjoying myself too much right now, like making these story times because it's so boring to do this all alone. Like I'm writing a script right now for my next one, and I'm just like I come up with a funny idea, and I'm like, but is this good? And it's like I have no one to ask.
Yeah.
Like I could hop on Discord, but if I do that, it'll be like a rabbit hole. Like I'll never get off of Discord, and I won't work the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Uh-oh. This is like first sign of burnout, bro. Like I like listening to this, I'm like, uh-oh.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just bored, to be honest with you. Like I'm bored, and
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
has a
L
lot to do with my ADHD, but also, what do? I don't
I
know.
think this is like what you're describing is what every animator, storytime animator will go through, which is like, oh, animation is kind of boring, and
Yeah.
I want it
Mhm.
to be more fun, but if I spend time having fun, I won't be animating. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like a paradox. It's
It
crazy.
is.
And I'm super stuck because like the other thing I did was I made a vlog channel, which is I'm not like trying really hard to grow it or anything. It's kind of just my outlet for when I get really bored of animation. I'll put some fun shit on there. Like I stream with me and my husband stream like on that channel, like video games.
Mhm.
Well, I'll just do whatever
Mhm.
on that channel. And that channel is more for like whatever hardcore L fans that just like me and they want to hang out with me, whatever.
Mhm.
Um
Mhm.
so I try to engage. I'm trying to engage more with that and like let that be my outlet. But YouTube is my this is my this is my income. So like this is my job now. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like I can't stop making story times. This is what brings in the money. So
Right.
I wish I could take a break from story times and just focus on my vlog channel, but I can't.
I did exactly that this summer. I just took a break because I was burned out real bad.
Yeah.
Aw.
uh,
You
yeah,
have
all
There.
college.
throughout. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was like as soon as I didn't have any, thing to do this summer, which is like the first time in a couple years. So I think finally after I finished my semester, I came home and I was just like, I don't want to do anything ever. So all, all of June was consisted of me just watching different kinds of anime. I just anime binged all throughout June, and then I think
Jealous.
Nice.
I was just like,
Honestly.
I'm not gonna be beat myself up about it either. I'm just like, I don't care. My sister would sometimes be like, you should be working on a video. I'm like, yeah, but oh well. and,
Your
and then
sister's like
yeah, she's
It's
trying
like
to get
having
me on track.
intervention with Laddi, like, hey,
Yeah.
Laddi, listen.
And I was like, nope, sorry. And then July rolled around and I started slowly. I'm not working on my videos still, but I'm starting to draw a lot for myself, and it's been really nice. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just
You've
doing that
been
right now.
drawing. What have you been drawing, Laddi?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, definitely not ship art for Phoenix Wright.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Phoenix Wright and who? Sorry, who did you say ship art?
Miles Edgeworth.
Miles
No
Edgeworth.
one. Yeah, no one.
No, I love it.
I love it. I ship them so much. Sorry.
It's
Actually,
okay. We get it, Laddi.
yeah, I've been practicing a lot though. I've been doing a lot of figure drawings. I'm trying to get better. It's hard.
oh, I'm so bad at figure drawings. The
It's
worst.
hard.
I'm horrible at that.
I'm bad at proportions. I'm the worst at proportions.
Me too.
Listen, I'm glad y'all this Al, like that's something you've just got to kind of deal with a little bit, like the balancing act of what you want to do versus what gets the money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
how do you keep spicing up content to make it good for you? Like, I'm not sure if y'all, I think Laddie, obviously you do, but do you know Jazza?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Draw with Jazza.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be Draw with Jazza, but anyway, so he released a video yesterday called I don't know what to do, and it talks about how he gets bored of YouTube and how he tries to reinvent himself and how reinventing himself has alienated a lot of his audience and they called him cringe and annoying, and how he talks about a lot of the internal struggles of being a YouTuber, and it's a fantastic watch. It's really great. Yeah, I would highly recommend.
Nice. I'm gonna play that.
Yeah. Right now?
Right
More
now.
of these woke
No.
type of videos.
Try to
Yeah.
focus on the podcast a little more.
What's up, Tabbs?
I always like these woke type of videos. It's like stands out.
Yeah.
And when
I-
you just see that, it's like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I think it's
But-
like also interesting because it's from a YouTuber like Jazza, who's always known to be very happy and bright and bubbly. And so
Yeah.
when they come out with a woke video, it's like, whoa, what? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if Shane Dawson comes out with, "Oh, I'm done with YouTube," no one's gonna be like,
No one's
okay.
gonna- yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, all right, good, thanks, Shane. Thanks for whatever, man.
Thanks.
I don't even want to get into that drama, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
That entire thing is like,
It's
all right, you know what? Pretty
Can of worms
gross.
I don't wanna.
Yeah.
open.
And the other thing is also like, have y'all heard about YouTube removing the community captions?
What?
Y'all
Like
didn't
the-
know this?
Don't know
Wait,
what
why
it
are they doing that?
means.
Like the text?
Yeah. So no,
Oh,
not captions.
Oh, okay.
They're just removing the captions of communities, making it for you.
Oh yeah, well, because did you not hear like some people like sneak in like bad words and they'll turn
Yeah.
Oh.
their non-friendly videos into like they'll put the N-word randomly through a video, right? And it'll become demonetizable.
Oh, I kind of think it's funny when, like, because some videos like fan made
Laddie,
have
out of
fan-made
context.
captions.
I want
That
somebody
is out of
to
context.
I want somebody to clip that right out of context, right? Like,
Wait, what?
so Rush said, "Oh, they put N words and then it gets
Oh,
demonetized."
no,
And Laddie, you
no,
immediately said, "Yeah,
No, I meant the closed captions are funny sometimes because people will just be like, put their own.
That
like,
was like
little
that was
comments
just
in it.
hilarious because of like out of all people to be like, I think that's kind of funny because like
Yeah.
you're just so funny.
Laddie."
Like Laddie's
No!
voice change.
Oh man, I'm gonna get canceled, you guys. Bye.
Everybody had a double-
Cancel Laddie.
Can we
Everybody had a
cancel
double
me?
take, like, Laddie, you good?
Glad it guy's funny.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. No,
I
I
like
get you.
the fan-made closed captionings
Because
I
it
feel
has
like-
lots of inside jokes, right?
Yeah, but I do kind of understand like why too,
So,
though.
YouTube's reasoning was like only 0.2% of people use it. And yes, as Rush mentioned, there's a lot of abuse that was done with this kind of system. And so to rectify it, they're like, hey, I know the other options are you put your captions by yourself or it's auto generated. But then they introduced a third option in which they worked with a bunch of third party captioning services. And they're like, if you pay like $1 a minute, you can get a caption in English completely by a human, really accurately.
Wow.
And I've been doing it for the last few videos and it's been fantastic. It's actually really good stuff, And they also offer other languages. So I've been getting it done in like German and Hindi and Japanese and,
Really?
Cool.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, because I don't know.
But not-
What's up?
Wait, so but nobody uses it apparently? I thought like it would be popular to kind of like other
The
I don't know.
community ones?
No, I mean like YouTube saying, yeah, like nobody is putting on closed captioning, like
Oh, no. So no one's using the community captions, meaning like no one is using the feature to caption for another YouTuber, right?
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people, the outrage recently is like, what about the deaf community? What about, the hearing impaired and stuff, or you're being mean to them. And it's like, well, I don't know if you read it properly, but they're not removing captions. They have captions. It's just community ones,
Yeah.
And I feel like I agree. The inside jokes will be gone, but
Yeah.
there
but
was
it's
definitely
fun.
there was a lot of bad done by it as well, man. Like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Did you guys use like the different language caption stuff? Like if fans did it in like Polish
Yes.
or Hindi?
So yes, until So I'm a naturally skeptical person, and this guy wrote like a bunch of people did Polish and Russian, and this one person wrote it in like Swedish, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have a Swedish friend. I'll get him to read it, and he read through it, and he's like, bro, this is nothing at all accurate. Also, he just wrote blah 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 here. He didn't even write.
What?
And I'm like, oh, I didn't even have because I couldn't check it, and so I
Yeah.
felt sad. I was like, damn, I got bamboozled, you know.
Dang.
You
Yeah,
just
man.
assume because like it's your fans, and
Yeah.
if they're gonna take the time to actually do that, they're probably gonna take a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
People got time to troll.
I
Their way
know, and
around.
so that's why I was just like, you know what? Maybe I do. Maybe I won't turn community captions on. Who knows?
Yeah.
So that's why I've got like no sympathy for this removal. I'm like, good riddance,
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, good. I think we might wrap this podcast up. I think Rush, you need to run real
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's all
yeah.
good.
Got it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm keeping in mind. So before we wrap up, I just want to thank you guys once again. L, Tabbs, y'all have been super, super fantastic. Thanks for sticking by
Thank
Aw,
you.
in the middle of a
been
tornado.
fun.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sunshines over here now. I don't know what's going on.
That's good.
Thanks
heard
for
of tiny
having me.
Make it
tornadoes?
home
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah, I'll have a nice safe drive home. I think seems to
I
be.
hope.
Tabs, is it sunny over there for you? Or is it still like raging?
It's sunny,
winds?
but it's still like windy as
Yeah.
hell. Tree
Yeah,
branches are falling. Nothing's really
Whoa,
changed
what the-
except like the sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
yeah, a building collapsed like a few streets down is weird, man.
Yeah, it's weird. Whatever though.
All good. No, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, audience and listeners, for tuning in. And
Mhm.
it's time for
Woo!
us to leave you behind. All right. Ladies, everybody.
Bye.
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 And logging off now.